The opening of the Ardennes offensive, December 16, 1944. On the frozen ridges of the Ardennes, German troops prepared for their last great offensive, the Battle of the Bulge. Across the snow-covered landscape, 200,000 Wehrmacht soldiers believed they faced an untested and materialistic enemy. Nazi propaganda had convinced them that American soldiers were soft, relying on machines rather than fighting spirit. Within hours, those illusions would collapse. What the Germans were about to encounter was not just men, but mathematics. The cold industrial arithmetic of firepower embodied in one weapon, the M1 Garand rifle. The rifle that redefined infantry warfare. General George S. Patton called the M1 Garand the greatest battle implement ever devised. Unlike the German bolt-action Karabiner 98K, a weapon little changed from the First World War, the M1 Garand was a gas-operated semi-automatic rifle that fired 8 rounds as fast as a soldier could pull the trigger. While a German rifleman could fire perhaps 15 aimed shots per minute, an American could deliver more than double that rate, then reload in seconds using an en-bloc clip. The result was a revolutionary change in squad firepower. American firepower versus German doctrine. German infantry tactics centered on the MG42 machine gun. Riflemen merely supported it. By contrast, the U.S. infantry squad was built around the individual riflemen. Each squad contained 1 automatic rifle, 1 light machine gun, and 11 semi-automatic rifles. In effect, every American soldier was a source of suppressive fire. German reports from North Africa and Italy began to acknowledge this imbalance, though most officers dismissed them as exaggerations. The German High Command even declared large-scale issue of semi-automatics to be industrially impossible. They were catastrophically mistaken. Industrial power as a weapon. By early 1943, American factories were producing over 4,000 M1 Garands a day. By D-Day, production surpassed 3 million rifles. The United States could mass-produce precision weapons with fully interchangeable parts, a feat the German war industry, relying on skilled craftsmanship and manual fitting, could not replicate. Captured German technical reports from 1944 marveled that components from one rifle functioned perfectly in another. Total M1 production eventually reached 5.4 million, while Germany's G43 semi-automatic rifle barely exceeded 42,000 units.
Lessons of the battlefield. The disparity became painfully clear in combat. From Tunisia to Normandy, German troops were stunned by the volume of American rifle fire. One after-action report from the 352nd Infantry Division at Omaha Beach noted, "Enemy infantry maintains continuous rifle fire while advancing. No pause for bolt manipulation observed." In the hedgerows of Normandy and the dense forests of the Ardennes, where ranges were short and reaction time meant survival, the M1's rapid fire decided countless engagements. German doctrine, built on deliberate marksmanship, was rendered obsolete by American speed and volume. The Battle of the Bulge, firepower against surprise. During the Battle of the Bulge, German forces achieved tactical surprise, but failed to break American lines. Units such as the 99th Infantry Division held despite being outnumbered 3-1. One sergeant recalled, "We just kept firing. 8 rounds, reload, 8 more. The Germans couldn't advance through that wall of lead." Captured orders from the 12th SS Panzer Division admitted, "American small arms fire prevents movement, even with numerical superiority." The M1 Garand had turned individual riflemen into walls of firepower.
The arsenal of democracy. Behind every M1 rifle stood an industrial miracle. At Springfield Armory in Massachusetts, the main production building stretched over a mile long. Between 1940 and 1945, man-hours per rifle fell from 117 to just 31, and costs dropped from $83 to $31. By mid-war, women comprised 43% of Springfield's workforce, more than 5,000 of 12,000 employees, producing rifles of unmatched quality. Winchester added over 500,000 rifles. International Harvester and Harrington and Richardson later produced hundreds of thousands more. Distributed manufacturing ensured that no single bombing raid could cripple supply. Ammunition and logistics. The M1's semi-automatic power would have been meaningless without ammunition, but America's logistical system ensured endless supply. Lake City Army Ammunition Plant alone produced billions of rounds. U.S. soldiers carried 80 rounds as standard load, while German troops often began offensives with only 60 and limited resupply. By late 1944, the U.S. Army in Europe was delivering nearly 20 million rounds daily to frontline units, an industrial torrent the Wehrmacht could never match. Reliability in winter warfare. During the frozen winter of 1944 to 1945, mechanical differences became matters of life and death. The bolt-action K98K often froze, forcing soldiers to work stiff actions with numb fingers. The M1 Garand's gas system functioned smoothly in cold conditions and could be operated easily with gloves. U.S. medical records from the Bulge even noted fewer frostbite injuries among riflemen as they spent less time exposed during reloading.
Training and tactical transformation. The M1 Garand was not only superior mechanically, it simplified training. Recruits achieved combat proficiency in half the time required for bolt-action rifles. At Fort Benning, qualification scores soared. Expert ratings rose 40% after the M1 became standard issue. The semi-automatic system forgave nervous errors and rewarded aggression, enabling U.S. doctrine to emphasize marching fire, advancing while shooting. Army Field Manual 7-10 explicitly based infantry tactics on continuous semi-automatic fire, something no other army could match in 1944. German efforts to compete. Germany's answer, the G43 rifle, was a technical failure. Produced in small numbers, it demanded hand-fitting, malfunctioned frequently, and required trained armorers for maintenance. Late-war resource shortages worsened quality. Many German soldiers, when able, preferred captured M1 Garands over their own semi-automatics. Even high-ranking officers recognized the imbalance. Field Marshal Hasso von Manteuffel later admitted, "The American semi-automatic rifle gave their infantry a decisive advantage. We could not generate sufficient suppressive fire with bolt-action rifles to enable movement." Industrial and strategic consequences. The M1 Garand's impact reached far beyond the battlefield. It symbolized the fusion of